Okay, we are working our way through the writing process, and we're still on step 3. In the last video, we started step 3. We wrote a topic sentence. We listed our 3 supporting points in an order that makes sense. We decided on emphatic order. We listed out some specific details that we might want to discuss in our paragraph for each supporting point. And then finally, we added in some transitions. I went ahead and highlighted those in my copy of my sketch outline. Now we need to take this and write our rough draft of our paragraph. I'm not going to flip back and forth between the sketch outline and the rough draft too many times because I don't want to give you guys whiplash. So I have placed this sketch outline in the module so you can open it up on your own if you want to kind of follow along. I have a copy that I printed that's by my side that I'm going to refer to as we're writing. And that's really what you should do when you're writing paragraphs on your own, is have that sketch outline right next to you to use as a guide as you write your paragraph. All right, so let's go to a blank document. I'm going to hit Tab once to indent, and then I just need to start writing the paragraph. We're going to take this sentence by sentence. We're going to write out first our topic sentence: improvements to the college will entice new students. All right, so that sentence was already done. Now we need to take a look, and I'm going to flip back to that line just this once. What is our first supporting point? Well, it's about textbooks, and we already have our transition, so let's write that out as a complete sentence. Go back here. First of all, now how can we write out textbooks as a complete sentence? How about one improvement might be textbooks. Now remember, we don't have to get this perfect on the first try. We still have another step in the writing process after we write this rough draft. We still have revise and edit. So if our sentences are not perfect, if we make a few grammatical mistakes, if we misspell some words, that's fine at this point because we're going to fix all of that in step 4. Now, what were some of the specific details we said about textbooks? Well, we said that we could make them online and we could make them cheaper. So let's go ahead and write out sentences for those. What we're going to do is we're going to take each supporting point first, write that out as a complete sentence, then we're going to write out our specific details as complete sentences, then go to the next supporting point, and so on and so on. So textbooks could be placed online for convenience. Let's see. These online textbooks would be cheaper as well. All right, so that's our specific points. Now we're going to move to the next supporting point. Secondly, that's the transition we picked ahead of time. Free tuition. So now, you notice I did this in the first supporting point as well. In the first supporting point, I mentioned the word improvement. In this one, I mentioned the word entice. I'm kind of doing a throwback to the topic sentence, using some of the same words here and there, because remember, all of our supporting points are meant to reinforce the topic sentence. So what did we say about free tuition? More students would be able to attend, and there would be no student debt. Okay, those were our specific details that students who could afford college if there were no tuition, and there would be no student debt. So our last supporting point, we said we were going to use the transition most importantly. because we're using emphatic order and we want to save our best point for last. And we said that our best point was about daycare. So daycare would be an improvement to attract many new students. Many students are parents and need daycare. Having daycare on campus would be, we said, convenient and affordable. Okay, and now we really just need a conclusion sentence to kind of sum everything up. We don't need to introduce any new ideas, just something to recap what we've said. So we could say something like, these improvements would all add value to the college. Okay, well, we've got a rough draft now, and that really didn't take us that long because you see, we're working the process. We didn't have to stop and think about what we wanted to say because we had already picked out our supporting points. It wasn't that hard to phrase our supporting points as complete sentences because we had already written the transitional phrases, and that was a good, introduction to the sentence. So we did so much work ahead of time by breaking this whole writing process up into these steps. But we're still not done, so in the next video we are going to revise and edit this paragraph to make it even better.